Yo people, wagwan, welcome back to Run's Tech Hub, and today, as you can see, I'm going to be looking at the Oppo Find X5 Pro 5G. I don't know why they keep adding 5G onto everything. We know it's 5G anyway, but let's jump into this one. Again, this is the Oppo Find X5 Pro 5G, and yes, they stock 5G on this one again, as I said, just because I think they think it probably makes it more appealing, but we know it doesn't. Not much on this box, to be fair. Here, I'm not going to show you my IMEI numbers. Not much underneath as well. Just gives you a few specs there. So this has already been opened. It's not mine. It was loaned to me by someone. Let me just pop this open quickly so we can see what's inside. So at the very top, as you can see, I have this booklet box thing that they normally give. But surprisingly, on the inside, what they've given me as well is a case, and I find that a lot of these Chinese manufacturers and even some of the UK ones as well have started adding cases inside. It does give it a bit more of an appeal to me, because I always have my phone in a case, as I've said in previous videos. So having a case is very good to me. Not a very great case, but it's still something to tie you over until you can buy one from Amazon or eBay. Next we have the phone. That's not a crack, don't worry. I think it's just a bubble under the screen protector. So let's take the phone out. This is what it looks like here. Very shiny, as you can see. Very not great for fingerprints, as you can see as well. But I love the look of this camera. And now this is the Hasselblad camera that everybody's been going crazy over. It looks very good. I've tested the cameras already, which I'll try and show in this video as well. They look really good. However, comparing this to my Motorola G200, I think the Motorola wins personally, but in some cases, this phone actually wins. Let me power this on for now and just put it to one side and go through what else is in the box. So, underneath this, we have a USB-C cable to USB-A, and just in front of that, we have this humongous 80-watt power brick. That's correct, you heard me, 80 watts. This is what some laptop chargers still have to this day. A phone has it. Now, the good thing about these ones, coming from Oppo, coming from OnePlus, most of these Chinese manufacturers actually, they've managed to transfer most of the heat away from the battery, away from the phone, and they've kept it in the power brick, which is good for us, because the main thing that actually deteriorates battery is obviously the charging and discharging, but also the heat. When batteries expand, that's when they start to really degrade. And finally, in the box, we have, let's see if I can get this out, USB-C to USB-A. Let me get a close-up. Adapter. Now, I really like the fact that they've included this, because most of these new phones, as you probably know, don't have a memory card slot. So if you want a quick, easy way to transfer stuff onto mass storage devices, I don't really like plugging my computer into stuff. If I film something out and about, I want to be able to transfer it straight away, just so I have an extra copy of it. So I always have a memory stick. But the one memory stick I have, let me quickly grab it, actually is a SanDisk, and what it does, it goes in both directions. So I've got the normal one here, but if I flip this around, I have USB-C here and the normal USB-A here. So this can go into a phone perfectly fine. But this is me. I mean, this is worth it for a normal person who probably won't have that, who probably wants to plug in a generic memory stick. At the very bottom, we have, if you can see that clearly, we have the USB-C port, we have one microphone port there, and we have the downward firing speaker. On the left hand side, we have the volume rockers, right? So that there's the volume rocker. On the right hand side, we have only the single power button, nothing else. Now, these don't come with a Google button, thankfully. At the very top, we have another microphone. At the back, we have the wonderful, amazing Hasselblad camera. I believe that's a microphone there as well. That tiny dot that you can see, I think that's a microphone. I will put the specs on screen over here. I have to give a disclaimer. I'm not a fan of Chinese phones anymore. I was a massive fan in the earlier days of Android, when we had stuff like the really good OnePluses coming out where the price was just amazing. However, saying that, I do believe that they do offer a lot of value. So if you're someone who's going after value, which I tend to be that person anyway, then Chinese phones make a lot of sense. This device is running Android 12 and it is running the Color OS skin. I haven't used Color OS in a very long time, but it seems to have come a very far way. It doesn't look as cartoonish and it doesn't feel as sluggish as it used to. But saying that, this is a Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. It's gonna cost you a lot. This phone is over £1,000. That's a lot of money for a lot of people. Now I'm filming this video on a Motorola G200 5G. That phone cost £299. My initial impressions of the phone so far seems very snappy. I haven't seen a slowdown yet. Now the camera is something to behold. Okay, let's just have a look. You're probably not going to get to see this fully on screen, but this camera is fast. It's really smooth. It feels good. Look at that. That satisfying click you get. See if I can blur the background there. Yeah, there we go. So it does this thing automatically, as you can see. You put something in front of it, it focuses, gets into macro mode, and boom, gives you a really nice shot. That's probably the thing about this phone where I would say if you're a photographer or someone who really likes cameras on phones or someone who takes a lot of photos and videos, this is a phone for you. Like every other Android phone out there, there is no SD card slot. There is no headphone jack, so you are going to have to stick to Bluetooth for all of that stuff, or to use the USB adapter which came with the phone, but that shouldn't be an issue for most people nowadays. I myself prefer my SD card slot. Very snappy phone, very smooth, very clean. The user interface is not as cluttered as I thought it was going to be. I'll put the Antutu benchmarks and all the other benchmarks on screen as well. I won't bother running them in this video because those values have been on YouTube for a while. They're on GSM Arena, they're on quite a few websites, so I'll stick them on the video somewhere. The phone does come with a few pre-installed apps, but nothing that's crazy. The typical Facebook, LinkedIn for some people. It has a few games on there, but none of these crazy Chinese apps that you used to see on phones where every time you swipe there would be an ad. There's nothing like that here. I think the thing that sells this phone for me, or would sell it for most people, is that AMOLED display. Now you won't be able to see the colors as vividly as I would like you to see them on YouTube because of the 4K 60 still won't be great. Compression will kill a lot of it. However, looking at this phone, after taking a picture with it, after going outside with the camera, this phone screen is amazing. By far one of the best I've ever seen. Keeping in mind, I haven't used the Samsung Galaxy S22 and LG is no longer in the phone making game, so this to me is the best phone screen I've ever seen. Going into that camera, we have quite a few settings that we can play with. So let's see if I can get some of them on screen here. So HDR auto is on. Let's go over the video. I think video is the thing that I like to play with the most. So we have 4K, we have 1080p, and we have 720p. No 8K here like some other phones, but I don't believe 8K on a phone is really necessary because 8K is normally capped at 24 frames anyway, which is perfectly fine, perfectly usable, respectable. I think having better 4K, better image stabilization, better quality is more of a pull for most people compared to having 8K. The AI mode there does a lot of sharpening as well. Once I went outside, I took a photo of a friend of mine and I took a photo of some leaves, and it came out so smooth and so detailed and so great. Now, as much as this phone costs, and you guys know I'm typically a person who goes relatively cheap, I think the camera is 100% worth it. If you're someone who uses your mobile camera a lot, the camera is 100% worth it. The night mode on this camera, I tried it recently, almost pitch blackness outside. I took a photo and surprise, it had a lot of detail. As impressive as the processor is, as impressive as the camera technology is, as impressive as the 8 to 12 gigabytes of RAM is, I think the most impressive thing about this phone is the thing that most people won't even care about. This thing can give you 50% of battery, so from 0% to 50% in 12 minutes. 12 minutes. The time it takes me to get ready in the morning, which is about 45 minutes in total, the time I wake up, have a shower, brush my teeth, eat my food, get dressed, my phone could be full. From 0 to 100, fully charged. That's impressive. And again, most of the heat has been kept away from the phone and it's been kept in the actual power brick. This is Ron's Tech Hub channel, so let me just play anything from here. That's pretty loud. Question number 4, part F. That's pretty loud. Now, these are dual firing speakers, so you have 2 speakers here. It's something you've not seen in phones traditionally for the past, I would say 5-6 years. I really like that feature. So I'm going to quickly bring my Motorola in again. This is the Motorola G8 Plus from 2019 or 2020, I believe. And this has dual speakers as well. So let me play the same video on here and hear how it sounds. Now let's play this one again. They sound pretty close to me, and the Motorola G8 Plus, I've always said is the best dual speaker setup I've ever heard. But this comes pretty close or even surpasses it in my opinion. Let me do that one more time. Okay, so I think the Motorola has a louder sound, but the Oppo has a deeper bass. It depends on what you like. I normally prefer to have louder sound coming from my speakers on my phone compared to having a deeper bass. When I want bass, I'll put my headset on. But in any case, that's a really good thing to have. I don't believe even the £1,000 Samsung phones have anything like this. So well done, Oppo. Liking this phone a lot so far. The only gripe I'd say I would have is the gripe I have with every new phone. No headphone jack, no memory card slot. For this one specifically, the fact that it doesn't have any option for having a clean Android experience is Color OS on top. I think they should give the option. They have the stock image somewhere where the driver's working. Give me the stock image. Don't give me Color OS on top. Thank you guys for watching. This is my initial impressions. I'm going to try and use this phone for a while and see how well it matches up to, let's say, something like my Motorola G200 5G. So, peace.